Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/thenerdcore. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hello, nerds. You're listening to an episode on the Nerdcore podcast feed. If you're feeling generous, please consider pledging to a tier on our Patreon at patreon.com/thenerdcore. We have tiers as low as $1 per month. Thanks so much, and enjoy the episode.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Nerdcore podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. Episode 283, and as always, it is the Saturday morning review, and it's the Nerdy Chicano here to host the show alongside my wonderful co-host, Young Yoda.
Thanks, Vince McMahon.
It's the title's a prop.
Fuck.
Brad. It's a good. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. You busted my balls. Where are you? Motherfucker, I'm on my way.
Damn, I thought you were taking the horse to the Old Town Road, Brad.
I'm about to owe your fucking dog, but sure.
Yeah, well, it's okay. We're here and we're ready to talk Joker. And yeah, other than that, Brad, how you been?
Not too bad.
Not too bad?
Just busy.
Just
I'll be busy tomorrow, so.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that you've already sent everything that needs to be done for the live show, so we're pretty much almost done. We had a good day today. We uploaded I uploaded 2 episodes for the throwbacks, and first 2 episodes of Nerdcore are up. That's pretty fun on our YouTube channel. You guys should go and do that.
Yeah, those episodes I am not in on.
Yeah, but it's okay. The next one, you're the one who's on it.
Yeah, God, help me.
God help you, right? Does it need a sequel? That's the one where you started going like all haywire, too.
No.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
No, because you were like, okay, talk about this, that. This and
that, and this and that. It's like,
yeah. But, yeah, man, it's a Joker review today, and we're going to go ahead and start it off, man. We were supposed to have a guest. Guest isn't here, but it's fine. We're going to go ahead and just do this brand ourselves, and it's going to be a lot of fun, right?
For sure.
Yeah?
I think so. If it's not, it's your fault.
It's always my fault, right? It's always my fault.
I'm blaming you. It's not fun. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you and your sound effects.
All right, Brad. Well, with that being said, for people who have not watched the movie, it literally just came out, so I don't want to spoil anything for you all. So, but go ahead and click off here when you hear the, because that means your spoiler warning is in effect. In a 5, 4, 3, 2.
So dumb.
Should that be our sound that we put whenever we have the spoiler warning already up?
I think that should be our sound when Ayden's on, and we just want him to stop talking about Swedish shit. Yeah, like yes, IKEA and Swedish meatballs are so good, but don't try their turkey chili in Sweden. Exactly.
All right, man. Well,
play him off fucking stage role.
Just be like, what's that? And I'm like, it's your cue to shut the fuck up. Oh man, I love it. That's great, man. It's this is an old bite from like an old Nerdy Chicano episode, and it's a pretty fun bite. And
I mean, if we go back through all our episodes, we'll find some good fucking bites.
Yeah, I'm not going back through all 500 something though.
No, well, we know a few of them. We know a few of the episodes we can go, like Shane.
Yeah. Oh, I have a couple from Shane. I just gotta cut them.
Yeah, so yeah. I mean, we know a few, and we'll probably bring them out.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and introduce this movie right here, Joker 2019. And as always, let's go ahead and go to Wikipedia, right?
For sure. The most reliable source on the internet.
Pretty much, yeah. Joker is a 2019 American psychological thriller film directed by Todd Phillips, who co-wrote the screenplay with Scott Silver. The film, based on DC Comics' characters characters stars Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. An origin story set in 1981, the film follows Arthur Fleck, a failed stand-up comedian who turns to a life of crime and chaos in Gotham City. Robert De Niro, Zazie Beetz, Francis Conroy, Brett Cullen, Glenn Fleshler, Bill Camp, Shea Wingham, and Mark Maron appear in supporting roles. Joker was produced by Warner Brothers Pictures in association with Village Roadshow Pictures and Braun Creative, and distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. Phillips conceived Joker in 2016 and wrote the script with Silver throughout 2017. The two were inspired by 1970s character studies and the films of Martin Scorsese, who was initially attached to the project as a producer. The graphic novel, The Batman, The Killing Joke, 1988, was the basis for the premise, but Phillips and Silver otherwise did not look to Pacific Comics for inspiration. Phoenix became attached in February 2018 and was cast that July. While the majority of the cast signed on by August, principal photography took place in New York City, New Jersey, Jersey City, and Newark from September to December 2018. It is the final live-action Batman film to receive a R rating. It is the first live-action Batman film to receive an R rating from the Motion Picture Association of America due to its violent and disturbing content. Oh my God. Joker premiered at the 76th Venice International Film Festival on August 31st, 2019, where it won the Golden Lion. It was released in the United States on October 4th. The film polarized critics. While Phoenix's performance was praised, the dark tone, portrayal of mental illness, and handling of violence divided responses. Joker also generated concerns of inspiring real-world violence. The movie theater where the 2012 Aurora, Colorado mass shooting occurred during a screening of The Dark Knight Rises refused to show it. This film has grossed $281 million worldwide and set box office records for an October release. Brad? Hey, what the fuck happened?
You're cutting out.
Why am I cutting out?
I have no idea why you're cutting out.
Huh. That's weird. Well, am I cutting out now?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's weird. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording right here. Fun fact with this, Brad. Did you know that Bradley Cooper produced this film?
I did not.
Yep.
Huh.
His company produced it as well. Bradley Cooper produced this film, dude. Along with Emma Tillinger-Koskoff, who is the producer partner of Martin Scorsese. And
That makes sense.
This movie was shot by Lauren Scher, edited by Jeff Groth, and of course the incredible music was done by Hildur Guðnadóttir. I'm pretty sure I messed that up.
I don't know how you're supposed to say that name, so.
Yeah, but I'm going to say, if you would allow me, ma'am, I will say Hildur from now on. I'm so sorry. Miss Hildur, I will say it like that. That is at least the most respectful way we can do it, right?
For sure.
So, Brad, I want to get your initial thoughts on Joker since you were the first one to watch it.
I will say it is a disturbing movie. I don't think anyone under 18 should see this movie, personally. I know some people are going to go sigh at me and guffaw, and but it gave me an uneasiness. And I'm fucking 32. And like I told you before, while watching this, in certain scenes, even just the music cues, I was looking for the exit. Because, this movie brings out to light kind of what's wrong with the world, at least in America nowadays, with gun violence and the inability for the government to deal with mental illness in any shape or form, or willing to do anything to deal with it. And yeah, so this film, I mean, it brings to light a lot of things wrong with this country, and at the same time, Joaquin Phoenix is an amazing performer. He is the Joker.
Yeah. Well, it's very interesting that you bring it to that, Brad. And I'm going to go ahead and give my initial thoughts too, because we actually have somebody who's going to be joining us right now in a matter of seconds. Looks like Jabril's coming on, Brad.
Woo!
All right, so my initial thoughts on Joker, man. I cannot really express the feeling I had when I got out of that theater. I was uncomfortable, I was uneasy, I was shocked, and it was the equivalent to watching a film from Gaspar Noé, one of my favorite directors. I've never seen somebody do this with the genre before. And Phillips really, really, really loses himself in the direction, and he does something incredible. I think that it was about time we saw something like this in the genre, so different. And I truly can say that I've never seen anything like this before. Now,
yeah, it couldn't have been done anything other than rated R.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
there
this
was no
needed
way.
the rated R. This
Honestly.
100% needed the rated R. And we got right here with me the host of High Flyer Radio.
How you guys
With
doing?
me is Jabril Newton, a.k.a. Lil Brooker.
AKA Netflix and Brill, AKA Brill Gates, AKA Brill Monger, AKA leave your kids at home. And you definitely should have left your kids at home for this movie, because like I'm 25 and I felt uncomfortable, and not
Right.
uncomfortable to leave the theater like they've been seeing online or anything like that. But it was just points in this movie where I had to I gasped myself, and I was like, I didn't expect that at all.
Well, I was telling Raul earlier, I felt bad because I had to get up and go to the bathroom one time. And I'm a 32-year-old white dude with a beard
Oh yeah, he told me. Sorry, he
in
told me
rural
about it.
Arizona. So I know I made people uncomfortable when
Yeah.
I did that. So I felt bad. But I kind of want to be like, I'm just going to the bathroom, guys. You know?
He's like, just go to the bathroom. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not
I'm
the
not
right
that
color.
guy. Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
I'm not the right color to be doing this, man.
The cops in her back was like, he does fit the subscription. I don't know. Let's.
Yeah, my wife just sitting in her seat. Where'd he go?
Yeah, I'm really interested, Brad. What did Brenda think about this movie?
Brenda liked it. That's basically all she said. I told her it made me feel uneasy as hell.
Yeah,
Like I was looking
definitely.
towards the exit, like
Yeah,
making sure I was making sketches in my mind of how I was going to get her out, probably get shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was not an easy watch,
yeah,
and it was a brilliant movie. It was a beautiful movie.
Yeah, it was.
But I don't think I felt this uneasy for different reasons than when we watched 8th Grade, Raul.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
for a totally different reason.
yeah,
It wasn't because the violence and kind of the manicness of it that for 8th Grade, it was just the fact that you were sent back to 8th grade and like all that just anxiety,
yeah.
basically.
So, in order for us to talk about this movie, I really do have to go back to episode 1 of the Nerdcore. Episode 1, the first episode to ever happen on this show. When I brought the news up, it was that week it broke back in 2017 that they were going to do this movie. It was supposed to be an origin film, and my first reaction was, we don't need this. Why do we need it? Was right at the midst when Justice League was barely going to come out. Was barely going to come out. So the DC universe, was about to see their biggest flop, basically.
Yeah.
And my idea was like, I was still stuck in the idea that DC needs to fix the universe before they can do whatever, right? Before I realized that, hey, I actually do like a lot of these movies, and I don't think they're actually that bad. And I was saying, no, this movie does not need to happen. And then I get Brad on the show when he joins as co-host, and we talk about this movie again because it broke that Joaquin Phoenix was going to be in talks for the role, and that Todd Phillips would be directing, and it would be his first dramatic film. So then, Brad, you would say what?
I called it unnecessary and a money grab.
Yeah. And then I changed my mind when Joaquin Phoenix got cast. I said, okay, this is the one guy I've been dying to see play this character. This is the only comic book character I wanted to see this guy ever play. I said, this guy's one of the most talented people right now. And then we watched Brad, and Brad was like, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is really, really, really an incredible piece of talent.
I just watched her like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's
Because
so
I was
good,
like,
right?
I got to see this man before I watch this movie.
But
Yeah.
you gotta remember, Raul, this was when Joaquin Phoenix was going through like his rat phase career. You remember that? You remember this was those years. So Joaquin Phoenix was kind of like where Shia LaBeouf was last
He
year.
was dropping bars.
Yeah, Joaquin, he won a Grammy for it.
What?
Yeah.
Did he win a Grammy for that?
Yeah, you won a Grammy for it.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you sure, bro?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Go ahead and search it up, Brad. Go ahead and search it up. But yes, so then fast forward, we get the first trailer.
Yeah.
I'm hyped. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, this is it. This is what I've been wanting. And then Phillips describes it as a character study with influences from Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. And I said, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm down for it. Brad watches that first trailer and he's like, no, I still don't see the need in this. This looks great, like visually, but I don't need this.
I can see that too.
Yeah,
'Cause,
Jabril,
like,
what was your first reaction to that trailer?
Like, so when I first heard about the Joker movie, I was like, please just don't let it be Jared Leto. I was like, for the
That's a
love of
different
God.
one. That's a different one that's not getting made.
I was like, please.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, you know what, let's wait. Because I was like, really like, dang, what's with these villain movies coming up? Like, I was like, okay. Because, Venom came out. And I was like, okay, I guess, sure. And then they were like, Joker. And I was like, what? I was like, you're going to make a Joker movie? Like, and I like the idea, but I'm like, where are they going to go with this? Because the Joker that I know from the comics is not PG-13. Like,
No.
this dude does some horrific stuff in the comics, bro. And I was like, there's no way they're going to bring this to the silver screen. He just does too many horrible things, and they dumb it down for like cartoons and all this and other stuff. But I was like, there's no way they're gonna bring it.
Yeah.
And then I saw Joaquin Phoenix, and I was like, I don't know this guy too well. I wasn't really familiar with his movies, but I was like looking at that trailer. I was like, he looks like he's killing it to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have to watch this. And so that's when like 2-3 weeks ago they were like, all right, we got to watch her. My girl was like, you got to watch her. So I was like, all right. I was like, okay. Because I heard so many things about her, and I wanted to watch it, but I never did.
It's such an amazing movie.
And man, I was blown away by that movie and his performance. Like if you like just even correspond him in that movie versus Joker, they're two different people, like on two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And the fact that he can do both, it shows how talented he is.
Can you believe he wasn't nominated for that?
For what?
He was not nominated for that movie.
At all?
No, he was not.
Oh my gosh, bro.
And there's only 3 movies he's been nominated for. He's been nominated for Gladiator.
Okay, I like Gladiator.
Walk the Line.
He was in Gladiator?
Yeah, he was the villain. The one.
He was. Oh
yeah.
my God, that dude is bad, bro.
Yeah, the man was also in Brother Bear, dude.
Who is he in Brother Bear?
He's one of the bears.
Which bear?
I gotta search it up, but
I'm like grabbing this mic. Y'all telling me Joaquin Phoenix was in Brother Bear and I didn't know it?
Yeah. So he's been nominated for that one. He's been nominated for Walk the Line for playing Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen
And
that.
then he was nominated for The Master, an incredible movie that he was in. So Joaquin was the only person I wanted. I said, please, I don't want to see Jared Leto. I was like, I don't. And it's funny, Brad, because they just literally, Jared Leto just spoke up and he said that he felt alienated and
I
upset.
saw that. Man, you better get on
Shut
somewhere.
the fuck up.
Get out of here, bro.
I'm
not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you. No, you ain't gonna go nowhere with that line, bro. Come on, get out of here.
Why
do you have a grill, bro? Come on now. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I get you, bro. Oh man, dude, I did not want Leto back. I think that Leto, he did what he could with what he was given, whatever,
I
right?
agree, yeah.
But how are you gonna say that you can how are you gonna look me right in the face and know what Joaquin Phoenix can do and say, I want Leto to do this movie instead? Nah, just no. There's no way that I would have stood for that. I would not watch this film if it wasn't Joaquin in there.
Yeah, I agree.
And so fast forward to when we watched the film, Brad puts up literally a review like that, like that. Brad and I, we usually do like reviews on the internet, like on the website. We're like, okay, let's take like a week and a half to really concentrate our thoughts. Brad put it like that. Once he got home, he put up the review. He took away my thunder. I wanted to write the fucking review, Brad.
I mean, but I would tell you it is the most difficult review to write as a non-spoiler review.
Yeah, And that's
it's next to impossible.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad that we're doing this today, because I think now we can finally go and talk about this in full. And I made my review for non-spoiler for the YouTube channel. That was difficult too. I was like, oh, I don't want to slip up here and say something stupid here and say like stuff. Even Jabril.
It's been hard, bro. I haven't even been able to talk to people who haven't seen it because I didn't want to give away any small details because like. I was talking to Raul about my girl because she went in blind. Like, she didn't watch any trailers or anything at all. And
should have told her to come in.
I know, bro. I wanted to, but she had to go home.
Bro, what the fuck? You got one right here? That's your mic. What the fuck?
And she was saying, because, like, there's one part they showed in the trailer where he gets hit with the sign.
Yeah.
She didn't see it, so she jumped. She was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, and I was like, why did you jump? And I was like, that's right. She didn't see the freaking trailer.
Yeah. I wish I would have gone in blind to this, but like always, we report on trailers and stuff, so you know it happens.
Yeah, you got to.
I got to.
You know, I didn't jump at that, but I jumped at the train scene.
Oh, yeah. So
bro,
look.
I didn't see it coming. I
didn't either.
I did not.
No. So look, we can finally go into it, man. So they go very different. They go a different route with this Joker, and I think that's the way we. Yeah, really big. I think we need to start this off by really talking about the difference between Arthur Fleck and Joker, because Arthur Fleck is Arthur Fleck is the person that becomes the Joker. The Joker is what's it called? Is this other persona of Arthur Fleck? Literally, what's been growing inside of him for years and years. And I think there are two very very interesting things they added to Arthur in this story that I think that I really I didn't appreciate it because that would be me kind of celebrating that this guy is fucking right. But it was interesting. I was celebrating it in the storytelling way that they added this much of backstory to somebody that would end up becoming possibly the greatest villain of all time.
Yeah.
The fact that Arthur is poor as shit. He's poor. His mother can't work anymore, and he has to take care of her.
Yeah.
And what's it called? And also, the second thing is that they talk about a little bit about like government assistance and how it gets taken away from him. So there goes his mental health treatment, and so the idea of classism and this budget cuts to the what's it called to the budget.
Yeah.
It was very very interesting the way they kind of brought that up. I said that's really 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 interesting when you do that, because normally it would just be, oh, this guy's just psychotic, he's not taking his meds and whatever, right?
Yep.
But instead they add a lot of more backstory to him. I wanted to know what you guys thought about the whole backstory they gave to Arthur, like, you know, him being adopted and all that stuff. Brad?
I definitely think it adds to the character in this case. Like we've said before, Joker doesn't have an actual origin story.
Yeah.
But if they're going to do one, this is a really good one to go.
Yeah.
And I think adding that bit of, you know, we know he has a mental illness, Arthur Fleck does, and he's getting treatment for it. That's one of the first scenes we see him in, is he's getting treatment for this.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's just government cut our budget. Sorry. You'll have to go here for your medication and counseling. Can't help you.
No.
And then it just goes from there, and it's just a spiral until he becomes the Joker. And it plays on actual realities. And that's why I think this movie is so disturbing, is it's very real. Like, this could be a possibility. Somebody could have the government cut their budget, and they're not able to help these people. And these people, you know, with their mental illnesses, just start seeing shit.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they just go into a deep bout of depression and they hurt themselves or hurt others.
Yeah. Or the fact that somebody could just give somebody a gun, and then next thing you know, they lose their job because they had a gun on them when that person didn't even know that having that would get them fired.
Yep.
Yeah. Where, like, and that was one of the things, it's like with this movie, is that guy, it was like Arthur thinks this guy's being a friend to him. Mm-hmm. But instead, this guy just got him fired.
Yep.
Like, it
and
sucks.
the only reason he had a gun
because he was getting freaking.
He got fucking beat up.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna stand it no more, bro. He was like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah, and so what's it called? And also Arthur very much lonely, but also I I really got to. I mean, I'm going to get into this already. The way they really kind of take bits and pieces from Taxi Driver, where Arthur is very much like Travis Bickle. Jabril, I don't know if you ever watched Taxi Driver.
No, I haven't seen.
Dude, it's. Hold on, where is it? Right, it's right here, right?
For those who can't see, he's handing me the movie.
It's on Netflix, by the way.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's on Netflix.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
yeah, look. Robert De Niro, Taxi Driver from Martin Scorsese movie. Basically, this guy's a mentally ill taxi driver who, he's very tired of the scum of New York, and he wants people to clean it up, and he goes just mentally more deranged as it goes, and he tries to assassinate a politician to begin his purification of
Well, and Travis Bickle's mental illness is insomnia.
insomnia.
Insomnia and I think PTSD.
Yes, because
Yeah,
he's a
in some
war
way.
veteran.
Yeah.
He's a war
Yeah.
veteran, and he befriends a 12-year-old prostitute and kills the. Well, I'm not gonna say anything anymore because that would be spoiling.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
this is from the
I'm
70s. Come on, man. Yeah, but I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna. What's it called? Spoil it for Jabril. But Jabril,
Well, and there's a good parallel between that and
Yes.
Arthur Fleck.
yes,
And his mental illness is also due to PTSD, but that is from abuse when he was a child.
yeah,
that he didn't even know about.
yeah.
That's crazy.
That's the thing. That's really interesting the way they kind of, delve into trauma.
Yeah.
He buried it so deep where he doesn't even remember it.
Yep.
And he has to read it to finally have it come back to him, which triggers.
I think that caused a lot of his issues, especially like his laughing.
Yeah.
His laughing that isn't because it's funny.
No.
It's because of anxiety and him just not understanding certain stuff.
And I think that part where he finally reads those documents, that was the final trigger for him.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's because he loved his mom, and right when he gets to that, that's when he decides, I'm gonna fucking kill my mom.
He was so devoted to her.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what anyone said, he was like, why would you say that? Why are you lying?
Yeah.
Like, he was that devoted to her. Like, no matter
Yeah.
what she said, he believed her. Mm-hmm. And it's just crazy at the point where he finally like realized that she'd been lying to him.
Yeah.
That was it. Cause I feel like that was she was everything to him. Like
And this film was great at making you even question that.
Yeah.
With the photo and the TM on the back.
Yeah.
And you're just going, huh, what?
Yeah, but and even Brad, that's the thing. That's where it takes like a lot of those Taxi Driver type of instances where we don't know what we're seeing is real because just like in Taxi Driver, Travis has learned to like kind of imagine certain things, and where we see the first instance in this movie is with Zazie Beetz' character. She was never around him.
Oh yeah, that tripped me
That
up.
was like
My,
Then you just start questioning what's real.
yeah, exactly.
And when you see him stab his supposed friend that gave him the gun, you're like, oh, this isn't real.
Yeah, like
then
was
you
there
realize,
something
oh
he was
wait,
thinking
okay,
about?
that is
Yeah.
real.
yeah,
Yeah, I
like
was like,
holy
he's imagining
shit.
this. No, it was.
By the way, one of my favorite shots in the movie when he does that and it leaves like a big splatter of blood right there on the wall.
Yeah.
And then his face is just like that. And I'm like, oh man, this is fucking crazy, dude. It's that scene was like, oh my, like I was not ready for that. I
Yeah,
thought that they were
same.
gonna. I thought they were just gonna like fist fight each other, not fucking stab his eye out.
Yeah, I thought he might just slit his throat and that was it.
But to be fair, I
But-
wasn't expecting the train sequence either. So,
yeah, same.
yeah.
Same.
By the way, I really got to give props in that the sound of the gun popping and then just the
Yeah.
lights flashing. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, like the whole mood of the theater like just
Yeah.
switched.
And then what he would do after,
Yeah.
just run into that restroom. And by the way, that wasn't even planned.
It wasn't?
Todd Phillips described it on a recent video.
Oh.
So he said that they got to set one day and they were like, what do we do here? And they were trying to crack it so bad that out of the blue, Joaquin just starts dancing.
Okay.
And then Todd Phillips was like, there it is. That's what we're going to do with this scene.
Because I saw the scene, it was a video on YouTube, Instagram,
Yeah.
and it was a scene and the script like
Yeah.
matching up. And I didn't understand why it didn't match up. I thought like
Yeah.
maybe I was reading it wrong, but that's
Yeah.
why he went.
Joaquin just, they were like, we could do this, that. They didn't know how to crack it, and Joaquin just starts doing that dance. And Phillips was
at
like,
first, I thought it was like a mixture of Tai Chi.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was
I'm like-
definitely
Yeah.
elements of Tai Chi in there, and that's what
I
was
think
seeing.
he's trying to mimic Murray. Robert De Niro's character, just the way he's like that, you know. And then of course just doing his own like type of spin to it. But that scene is incredible, dude, and I think that was really cool scene, that the way they described it, how it happened. I think, by the way, I mean, just going ahead and putting this out there, one of the things that was very famous about this movie up to the production was the fact that the script was being constantly rewritten every day. So like there's a lot of scenes in the trailer that didn't make it to the cut.
Yeah.
Because I think that if you would have had those scenes in the cut, it would have been a different narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't make it this far without talking about this. I think the music is probably the best feature of this whole thing.
Oh yeah, it was,
the music.
It was really good.
The music and the sound effects.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It just makes this movie so much more menacing. Those sound effects of like even just car doors shutting in one scene.
Like it was very like enriching. I was like, oh, this sounds really crisp.
There's a certain shift where the music just starts getting more menacing.
Yeah.
That's where you know the shift from, you know, what's it called? Not hero, but like, you know, normal dude, well, semi-normal dude to villain starts happening. And I think that that was really, really well executed. And also Murray, man. God, if you would have told me, hey man, you're about to see Robert De Niro get clapped for once, it's not going to be De Niro.
I wasn't expecting that.
Me neither.
Dude.
Because they were making it look like he was just going to commit public suicide.
Yeah.
Which I should have known better because it's a movie called The Joker.
Right.
Yeah. He'll never. Joker would never kill himself.
No.
You know, as deranged and mentally ill as he is, he never has. Even in the comics, he's never succumbed to it.
He technically wants to push other people to kill him, so they can be as worse.
Yeah.
If Murray listened to his publicist, he would have still been living. Like he was like, "Yo, should we let this dude on? You see what's going on out there?" Murray's like, it'll be fine. Don't worry."
Yeah. Well, he was feeling the confidence from the fact that he killed everybody.
Yeah.
He killed the people from Wall. So, by the way, like it was very interesting the way they bring the idea of classism.
Yeah.
He killed Wall Street fucking people.
Also, like I'm glad you said that because, bro, that was so realistic. Like he said it, and that when he made that point, I could not like agree more. When he said, if it was a normal person or it was me killed on these streets, no one would have cared.
Yeah.
But the fact that I killed these 3 high class people who were beating me up, they were jumping me. Everyone's losing their minds.
Yes, which it's very true.
Yeah.
And I think even in the modern sense, if you look at it from the 80s sense, but in the modern sense, it's speaking a lot about just poor people die every single fucking day.
Yep.
They are literally fucking, in a sense, they are starved out here. They are neglected to be given jobs because the system has not worked for them at all. Nobody seems to fucking bat an eye.
No.
Nobody seems to fucking bat an eye. But tomorrow, if I'm not saying it should happen, by the way, nobody come after me. No one saying anything. But if Jeff Bezos were to die tomorrow, people would be talking about it for weeks on end. Yeah.
Oh, not even weeks, years.
Yeah.
People still talk about Steve Jobs.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. Another one. Yeah. You know, and that was a really, really interesting point of view. And you know what's it called? That was a really very insightful type of motif they used with the whole classism.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, so when we get to that last scene, I did not expect to see him get like.
No, yeah.
I was like, holy shit! And you know, he's just kind of doing like he goes, what's it called? He does that first joke, and the lady next to him's like, you can't joke about that. Like you can't do it. Like this is public TV. And then he does the last one, knock knock, who's in? And it's like it's just the tension keeps growing.
Yeah.
Growing. It's like you feel it, like it's about to fucking crescendo.
Yeah.
And then boom, he pulls it out. He shoots. By the way, it stays on that fucking angle. He shoots him, and you just see the head go back like that, and the blood spurts from the back. And I'm like, holy fuck, holy shit, man! I'm telling you, man, this fucking movie is incredible.
Yeah.
It's unlike
so
anything I've ever fucking seen before, dude.
And then you transition from that to the next scene where it's just a whole riot going on.
Yeah.
So that's where I start to think the riot's real, but I don't think the people pulled him out. I think that he was imagining that part.
Oh, the car?
Yes, him, no, he definitely got hit.
Yeah.
For sure.
But like the whole...
I'm talking about like the supporters bringing him out and him having this final like hoorah moment where he's being celebrated by him. I think that's not real. Just in the way that I don't think the ending of Taxi Driver is real.
And it's a Taxi Driver throwback.
Yes. Taxi Driver throwback, and but I think that you think that that's really the part where it ends, and then we go into the next, and then he kills the fucking the psychiatrist.
Yeah, yep.
I believe that was real.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was definitely
definitely.
real. No, that was definitely real. Yes, and now we gotta go ahead and talk about this. Joaquin Phoenix, will he get nominated for this?
He's winning it.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
he doesn't win this,
Like, I'm trying to.
out of all the movies I've seen, he has been the best actor out of any of the movies, and I've seen a lot of movies this year.
Yeah, I'm trying to like think of anything that compares, and I can't really think of anything that I've watched.
I mean, my next favorite actor would probably be Shia LaBeouf from Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's not even a close to this.
Yeah, and we got a lot to come, but I think that this is a definite. Not for me right now. I've got to lock it in for nomination at least because I
Yeah,
can't say if he's
definitely.
going to win it. Brad's getting a little bit ballsy out here saying he's going to win it.
I'm calling it a win. I mean,
Yeah.
who else put a performance like this year?
Yeah. So I think that Joaquin, of course, the other technical stuff will get nominated. Cinematography, of course, will get nominated. Score, 100% the score is getting nominated. I think Joaquin gets nominated for Best Actor, and I think Todd Phillips gets nominated for Best Director. I think he did an incredible job with this movie. For it being his first dramatic film, I couldn't believe this is the guy who did the Hangover movies.
Yeah,
I
he
cannot
hit it out
believe
the
that.
ballpark, man. Honestly. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
close to the
My bad,
mic,
bro.
bro.
I was
Damn.
like about to drink some tea.
He
No,
proved
no,
a lot of
drink it.
doubters wrong.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
I mean,
I kept saying it before this movie. I said the biggest the pressure's not even on Joaquin at all. I think that the pressure wasn't even on him to begin with. The most pressure was on Todd Phillips because if this movie wouldn't have done well, that Todd Phillips would be the one who was going to get the most shit because this was going to be his first dramatic role.
yeah, I mean, Joaquin
dramatic
was
movie.
going. Yeah, everybody already thinks Joaquin's half
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
So,
but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I gotta bring up something that Jabril told me. I think it was No, it was the first day we talked. When we recorded High Flyer Radio. Yes, you said I've read so many iterations of the Joker. I've
Yeah.
read pretty much every Batman story that
Honestly,
included
bro,
the.
Killing Joke, Return of Batman.
Yeah, and he said I
Batman
could
Who
not.
Laughs.
I could not imagine ever being prepared for something like this.
No. Like there's even in the Return of Batman, it's animated. They animated it even though it was a comic. Joker goes onto a show. This is like years after like Batman's already like I think 60 and Joker's old too.
Wait, this is the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, The Dark Knight Returns.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes,
You seen
yes,
it, right?
yes,
And he goes
yes.
on a talk show.
Yes.
And he kills
The people.
Yeah, right. That didn't even prepare me, bro.
No,
And I've seen that, and I was like, yo, this is.
it's wild,
It's
man.
so
This
wild.
I think that this movie.
just the realism of it.
Yeah,
It's scary.
and it's a man. It's just a man. Like this is just a human being.
Yeah,
No
I-
powers or anything.
I gotta rewatch Logan because Logan's my favorite comic book movie of all time. I think that one's the best, and I really gotta rewatch it. But like, I'm kind of like
I
flirting.
mean,
with,
I'm not rewatching this anytime soon.
I think I'm gonna I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
go
gonna
watch
have
it
to.
one more time before it leaves theater, and then I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I gotta rewatch Logan because I might be flirting with the idea that this might be my favorite.
I can see that.
I like this more than The Dark Knight, and that's a lot saying because I love The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And I think that this is DC took a fucking risk with this one, and I think it paid very well for them. And I think that I want to see more of these one-off villain movies.
I
but
agree.
I gotta finally talk about the ending. So they've been talking about a possibility of Joaquin and Todd Phillips working again together. Now he said if there's more to tell a story with Joker, they'll do that. But right now they don't know where to go. They said that if there is more story to tell with this character, that he would come back for it.
Okay.
Now with that ending, we basically do have a lot to work off with because the what's it called? We saw the one scene that we see all the time, right?
Yep.
Batman origin story.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we see Thomas and Martha getting clapped.
Yep.
But the guy who
seen it so many times.
yeah,
bro.
you've seen it. So it's like let's go Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben dying.
Yeah,
We don't. Nobody needs to see those scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still cry when I see
but-
Uncle Ben.
Although this one was different in the fact that they explored Thomas Wayne a little bit more.
Yeah,
And they
that
made
was-
him
that
out to
was
be an
interesting.
asshole.
Yeah,
Now
he
I
was
know-
a dick, bro.
You
Now I know why.
You never really thought about it before
Never.
because of the comics basically making Thomas Wayne seem like this upstanding citizen always.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, this was a rich motherfucker.
Mhm.
He was
Yeah.
probably an asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah, I now understand why Alec Baldwin passed on this role because this was very Trumpish.
yeah,
He was a
yeah.
very
I got the
Trumpish
Trump vibes at the
Yeah.
beginning when he was doing the interview. On,
Yeah.
or they were interviewing him on TV. I
Yeah,
definitely got the
calling
Trump
people
vibes.
clowns,
Yep.
basically saying that this part of basically alienating this one part of society that's really, really a huge part of it. And so we set it up. We get the family killed off, Bruce standing, but the person that kills the family is one that was inspired by Joker.
Yeah.
And inspired by the movement that was going on. So I think we have a very interesting route to go with. Now, I'm not saying that I want to see it connected because I don't care about the
Yeah,
connections.
same.
I think that this would be an interesting Elseworld story to kind of go with. But if there's I only want a sequel if Todd Phillips is directing it and writing it
Yeah.
with Scott Silver. But if there is nothing else to say in this story that they can really come up with, leave it as it is.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm a sucker for sequels, bro. I love
Yeah.
sequels. But, like, for the first time in a long time, I was like, if they left this as a standalone, I'll be fine with that.
Because we know the story that comes
Yeah,
after. We
yep.
know it. What's it called? Bruce turns into Batman,
Yep. Mhm.
and he will just fight, Joaquin.
Yep.
So, now, would be an interesting take if we see kind of like Batman White Knight, where...
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
true.
basically Joker... Brad, have you ever read Batman White Knight?
I have not.
So it's another Elseworld story. So basically, Joker cleans himself up and he becomes actually healthy, and he thinks that he can actually take care of the city more than Batman, and he basically strives to become the protector of Gotham.
Yep.
It's very, very interesting storyline, and but yeah, I'll say I don't think we should get a sequel. I think that we should leave it as it is. I think that unless they have a plan that they want to do with it, just leave it as it is. Even though part of me is like, I would love to see
Yeah, I
Robert
would love to see
Pattinson.
him-
I would love to
Oh,
see Robert
gosh.
Pattinson and Joaquin Phoenix
Go
just
at
go.
it. Yeah.
Because those dialogue lines would be incredible and the acting would be top notch. But just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Leave it as it is. Brad, your opinion?
My opinion is I don't think Joaquin Phoenix can top this.
No.
I think Joaquin Phoenix will have a trouble ever doing another role
Yeah.
without it being compared to this.
And I don't think that Joaquin really wants to go back into that state of mind.
I don't think so.
Because
either.
No.
that takes a lot out of him. I have to
Well,
to think that.
I mean, look at what happened to Heath Ledger. I mean, this is pretty much a really horrible character to try and get into his head.
Yeah. Yeah, unless you're Jared Leto and you just send dead rats and condoms
Well,
to the cast
you
members.
know, well, he got to spend his time in a strip club and stuff. So I mean,
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
He had his perks.
Count down to when we actually get the other Joker solo movie that was supposed to happen. Or the Joker and Harley Mad Love movie
Oh,
that was
no.
supposed.
No.
Nah, those scripts are sitting in the
Yeah,
corner with Ben Affleck's as the Batman script that they're never. And then right on the bottom of it is a safe where Guillermo del Toro's Justice League Dark script is locked away.
Oh, my gosh. You're all just sitting there collecting dust.
So let's go ahead and go into the scoring for this, man. I'm going to go ahead and be real here. It's a 10 out of 10. It's my third 10 this year. My first 10 went to Climax. My second 10 went to Ad Astra. My third 10 will be going to Joker. This is currently my favorite movie of the year, and I don't think anything will top this because I'm never probably going to see anything like this again for a long time until somebody decides to do something different with the genre again. But Jabril, bring it out, man. Bring it out.
Man, it's hard, bro, because I want to give it a 10, but I don't because you gave it a 10.
Don't worry about
man,
that.
just give it a 10.
Yeah, I give it a 10, man. Because I loved Avengers Endgame, but
Yeah.
there was nothing like this year that even came close to this.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
even that. Nothing can touch this movie, in my
Yeah.
opinion. It was like from beginning to end. Even like the fact that they went back to the old Warner Brothers symbol for the intro was like the detail was amazing. Even like the Cokes and everything throughout the movie were like old school. I was like, they really, really put every bit of detail into this movie.
They really did create the late 70s, early 80s of
1981.
Yeah, and basically also I love that just like Taxi Driver, Gotham is a character in the movie too.
Yeah.
Gotham is very much the reason why Arthur becomes the Joker. And Brad, what is your scoring?
I give it a 10 out of 10, but it is not my favorite movie of the year.
No, of course not. You're still on The Farewell.
The Farewell.
Yeah. Still gotta watch
that out.
Yeah, with Aquafina in it. That's the movie with
Aquafina's in there?
Yeah, in The Farewell. It's apparently really good, Brad. They were showing it here for a while, but it was bar as fuck, bro. Like, I gotta go all the way to AMC Studio 30, bro. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, oh, man, well.
One last thing that I noticed with, like, two things. One, this was the movie was the birth of Batman and the Joker, which is crazy. And then two, at the beginning of this movie, my boy Joaquin was crying.
Yeah.
As he was putting on the mask.
Yeah.
And by the end, he was smiling. Even though after all the shit that happened, he was actually able to smile genuinely.
And that laugh, dude.
Yeah.
That, oh my God. What a menace.
That laugh, that you notice that laugh went away in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's just, it's because he finally kind of like those two personas that was Arthur and the Joker finally mixed and created one.
Yeah.
And he lost a lot of those things that were Arthur. He lost the love of his mother.
Yeah.
He lost the laugh. And he lost the, just that little bit left of empathy for people.
Yeah.
And when he finally decides to kind of mix Arthur and the Joker, he gets what we saw. And yeah, that laugh was a menacing. That scene with the stand-up comedy, that people were laughing their asses off during that scene in my theater. I was like, guys, what the fuck is funny about this? I'm literally like feeling bad for this guy because he's waited all night to do it.
Yeah.
This is the one goal that he's been going towards, that he's wanted to do. And for him to have that attack on there,
and then they blow him up on national television.
I know
like
that had to hurt.
Well, it's true because he says it on the show. He's like, "You just played that, so you just invited me so you can make fun of me."
Yep.
He goes, "You're no different than basically anybody out there. The people who were laughing at me at the club, you're probably even worse than them."
Yeah.
Because
I have a question though. How have we not talked about the little person scene?
Oh yeah, people were laughing. Oh man,
I got
people were laughing all during.
They were laughing their asses off.
And I was just cringing because I was just like, "That's it. He's going to kill the little person."
I thought that was
that's it. Yeah, I laughed during like the midget jokes, but when he was going for the door, I was like, "No, man, no! You're about to see this guy get killed. He's gonna get killed."
And then he lets him out, and he's like, "You're the only one nice to me." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
I don't even want to like mention it because I don't want to like get any fire. But like, I've seen memes referring to situations like this. You know. And I don't want to like say what the means, are corresponding to, but like, they're saying like, you're always nice to me, blah, blah, blah. But like, that's another thing. Like I tell people, you don't know what other people are going through.
Yes.
You don't know what they are going through, man. So do not treat people like shit just cause.
Yeah.
Cause you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
Man. And this dude was he could have died. That would have been it for him.
He could have ended up like the other dude.
Yes. That dude was terrified, bro.
That's where I said, that's where Arthur leaves. That was the last piece of empathy he left.
Yeah.
That was that one guy he felt some empathy for, and he actually liked because he was nice to him. And after he finally transformed into the Joker, he leaves that. He leaves that. And it's forgot to mention this other. I'm sorry. We're over here already done with scoring.
Oh yeah.
That scene, I jumped when he was talking to Alfred through the gate.
Oh yeah.
And he just goes in deep and just grabs him like that. I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn. Mm-hmm.
Same when he grabbed the file and he like headbutted the
Oh yeah.
Also, I know we keep bringing up stuff, but that run that he did, that was one of the best runs I've ever seen. That alone
better than the one from what was his name? That one, the referee during WrestleMania 24.
Oh my god, what is his name?
I can't remember his name, but Charles Robinson. Charles Robinson. Yeah,
that's the realest referee ever.
Brad, I don't know if you've ever seen that video though. It's WrestleMania 24, Undertaker versus Edge, and what's it called? The referee gets hit, so he can't do the count, And I think Edge hits a spear.
Yeah.
He goes for the count, and nobody comes in. Nobody's there to do the count. And all of a sudden, you see Charles Robinson just pull out of out of the main entrance, and he does like a fucking 50, like a football field.
Bro, it's a long ass ramp.
Long ass run. Literally does not stop. He keeps running, and even then he throws himself into the ring. And he goes for the 1-2, and of course it doesn't go to the 3 because Taker doesn't lose. And so it was like, holy shit, man. All right.
All right. Last thing. I swear this is it. But the weight that he lost for this role, also, man. That locker room scene where he's trying to I don't know if he's opened up his shoe or he's trying to get it open.
Yeah.
But man, I was like, this dude is skin and bones.
Another incredible movie that Joaquin was in. He's thick as fuck in this movie, bro.
With two C's?
You were never really here. He was fucking thick as fuck in this movie, bro. So I saw this. This was the last one I saw with Joaquin in it.
Yeah.
So then I watched this one. I'm like, bro, this guy lost shit ton of weight. A lot of weight. Yeah. So that's.
The only other movie that reminds me of that kind of weight loss is The Machinist.
Oh yeah, with Christian Bale.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's I don't know, man. It's just that's just part of me wants to say that's too much, but. That's them getting into their characters.
Yeah, that's
and really
dedicating to it.
It's dedication to the art form, man. But, just losing so much of that weight, it's got to be crazy. But, look, man, that's our review for Joker. Thank you, Jabril. Yeah, you have officially been initiated into the team, brother.
Oh, appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, you come into the show here, and it's the main show. It's the flagship show, man. Yeah. You can catch Jabril and I on, what's it called, High Flyer Radio. Every Monday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on all podcast platforms. And now we're on YouTube, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, where we talk about wrestling and everything that happens in the wrestling world. So, Brad, you can listen to Brad on Unstructured or basically every other fucking
pretty much anything.
Yeah. Now, would you help me out here, Jabril? Go ahead and pass me that paper under my disk drive. Yeah, cool. All right,
pretty
cool.
Heavy.
So, no, I don't need this.
Oh, dang.
That's my treatment for class.
Bro got an A on his assignment.
Thanks, man.
Oh, nice. Good job, bro.
Yeah, I just wrote a treatment. That was it. All right, man. So we're going to go ahead and get into housekeeping here. If you're listening past this point, you got the movie whole fucking spoiled for you, and you didn't listen to when I played the handy-dandy spoiler alert soundbite.
God.
I swear I heard that earlier and I was so confused, bro. Because I'm looking right at you. I'm like, this dude is not laughing.
Oh,
I can't throw my voice either or do that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful time, bro. I gotta love this, dude. It's just so many things I got in here.
Big Daddy.
Oh, good. Shout out to Julia. Go and listen to Julia's new podcast.
Big Daddy.
She made a new one. We were talking about Django Unchained in that soundbite.
Oh, I got you.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
All right, so let's go ahead and go into housekeeping here, man. Patreon is the way you can support this show directly. A lot of what we want to do in Phase 3 is riding on our support that we can get on Patreon. So, if you want to go and support us on Patreon, even $1 goes a long way. $1 a month does so much for us, and we appreciate it. So, go to www.patreon.com/thenerdcore, CORPS. You get a ton of exclusives when you pledge to a tier on Patreon. If you're at the $1 tier, you're going to go ahead and get all the extra shows from the Nerdcore a day early, and you get a bunch of other cool stuff. And there's something happening this weekend Saturday. This is going green. So you guys are going to be able to see it first before anybody else does. So, fuck, man. I hate that I'm going to be going green with my hair, but yeah.
Oh, snap.
I thought you were going vegan.
No, you dumbass.
Me too, bro. I was like, wait, hold on.
No. My hair's going green, and I'm doing the Joker face paint. So, yeah. So you guys go and help us out on Patreon.
Beautiful.
So beautiful.
Okay, don't do that.
All right. Go and help us out on Patreon. We need one more supporter so we can launch the comic book club. We get to read comic books and we get to talk about them with you all exclusively on Patreon for Patreon supporters. One more supporter. One more. Just one more.
Uno más.
Uno más, mi gente, por favor. I thought Jabril was going to go, cállate, lárgate.
Lárgate.
All right. The best Patreon supporters, though, even though all of them are amazing, we got to give a special shout out to our producers. The associate producers, Cassie and Sarah. Thank you so much for being wonderful people and being pledged to the Patreon at the associate producer level. Our executive producers are even better. Grayson Barker, who you can follow on Warlord Hitman 98 on Twitter. Grayson Barker 98 on Instagram. And Shane. Brad, can you tell us where Shane can be found at?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/SWRKK or his Twitter at SWRKK Twitch.
All right. Also, make sure you guys go and check out the merchandise, dude. www.teespring.com/store/thenerdcore, CORPS. Also, rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choice. It really does help the feed grow. 5-star that shit, baby. Go ahead and do it.
5-star.
5-star. Yeah. Twitter, you go and follow us on there. Nerdcore _ Instagram, the Nerdcore. Facebook group, the Nerdverse, the official Nerdcore group. Go and join that shit. You're going to have a lot of fun on there. Brad's not in the Facebook group because Brad doesn't have a Facebook. He's a little pussy for that. So, Jabril could have added you right in that instant like he added me.
Yeah. And I love Raul's director profile pic. It's amazing.
Damn it. All right. So now, finally, the last thing to plug is the website, thenerdcore.com. Go ahead and check it out for written content. Go check out the YouTube channel as well, The Nerdcore. Search it up. We'll be the first one to pop out. And hope you guys are ready for later tonight because this comes out on Saturday. We have the Nerdcore live show. My hair will be green. I will be in Joker cosplay, and we're going to have a fun time. Now, with that being said, Jabril, where can they find you on the internet?
Oh, yeah. You know me. You can follow me at Brillmonger on Instagram. Also, Snapchat, Kill Brill. Do not send me nudes. I have a girlfriend.
Damn it!
Damn it! I wanted to do that.
Damn it!
Brad's just like, fuck, man.
I already have the picture.
Guys? No, man. It's 2019, man. Treat your man right or another man will.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm the man. Yeah. So, all right, bro. You don't have a Twitter?
Oh, dang, I do, but I don't know the name. You know what?
You
I have
gotta
it for
get
you
on
next week. I promise.
You gotta get on that, man. So many people are saying such good things about you on Twitter, man.
Really?
They're like, Jabril's a natural. Jabril's a natural. He's cool. He's awesome.
How tall is he?
I wish I
What's
could
his number?
I wish I could send him a nude.
What's his sign?
That's all coming from.
I hope he's a Pisces.
That's all coming from Brad. That's all coming from Brad too.
How you doing?
Yeah. Wish I could send him high-res pics of my asshole, but yeah.
Oh, no.
All right.
No.
Only 1080p.
Too far, Roll. Too far.
All right. With that being said, it's been a wonderful time here. I'm pretty sure we went to the 1 hour. I don't think so. I don't see it. I can't see. So,
But
Brad,
we're almost there. We're almost at 1 hour.
We're almost. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting us and just being the wonderful people that you are. And I hope you enjoyed this review. But in the meantime, I'll see you on the live show. Brad will see you on the live show too. Bradley, send him into the podcast void.
All right, Roll. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you, Jabril, for being an excellent guest / co-host on this episode.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having
We're
me.
glad you made it.
Oh, yeah. Hope my kids are doing fine at home.
Thank you to all our listeners, all our Patreon listeners, which appreciate it. And in the next episode, we eat the rich. Young Yoda out.
Hold up, I'm not even done yet. I pressed something else.